Yo, what's up guys, it's me Jake here, and today we're going to be talking about what makes anime and manga great compared to the anime and manga that are trash and that we think are guilty pleasures. Now, we have to go into depth with what is guilty pleasure anime. Some examples of this could be High School DxD, Testament Sister New Devil, Kiss Sis, To Love Ru. These are some anime that we all know are not great, but we all enjoy and consider guilty pleasure. And why is that? I think it's more than just the fan service that can make someone like a series. It can be the animation or the story, even though we know it's not great, or the characters that are hilarious, or the comedy in the series that can make someone think that these trashy shows are actually pretty good. Like, the main reason I enjoyed High School DxD while watching it is because of the protagonist, Issei. I think Issei was a very funny protagonist because he's perverted, but I thought how he was perverted was so funny. At one point in the story, he literally was about to get, destroyed. And then someone said this person can divide Rize's breasts in half, and then he had a rage moment. And that just made me die laughing. So I think that is one reason that I enjoy Issei's character, is because of how they wrote him. He's a very big pervert, and that makes it so funny to me. While other stories can be kind of the same thing, where yes, their protagonist might not be perverted as much as Issei, or they might just be as dense as a brick. But the thing is, these characters, just because of the comedy they are in, make it so much funnier. Now, sorry, I just want to readjust the camera. Now, the thing about these characters is the comedy and character interactions between both of the characters and the other characters that they are in the world with can make us like the series even more. And that's one thing that I think Guilty Pleasure Anime has on us, is how they present the fan service with comedy. Like the classic, "Oh, I fell and now her butt's in his face," or something along those lines, where it's basically humanly impossible to do that, but it happens anyway. So, the thing about these kinds of animes and mangas is they don't really try to put too much story in. It's more like they just want to put fan service and comedy to make it a trashy show. Now, these shows are very much like that, including like High School DxD and Testament Sister New Devil. But High School DxD, I've not watched Testament Sister New Devil. I watched the first 2 episodes, so I'm not going to be talking too much about that. Mainly going to be talking about High School DxD because it's the one I watched the most, because I've watched all seasons of it. Even the one that people say the animation is whack because they have a new studio. But High School DxD has a decent story. By that I mean, it's a story, but it's not an enjoyable one. So, if it was not to have that fan service and characters that the character interactions as it has, I feel like no one would be watching this story. But the comedy between the character interactions and the fan service is what also helps people get into these series. Like, the thing about guilty pleasure anime is I usually don't like some, but the ones I do like, I do really enjoy. Like, to put some manga out there that do have guilty pleasure aspects, I would put Gal Gohan, which I do enjoy a bit, and How to Train Your Devil. So I forgot the name, even though I love the series. And they both are fan service comedies, but they're both really good. Now, the story is kind of trashy for both of them. This one's only going to have 4 volumes. I don't know how many volumes Gal Gohan's going to have. But the thing about these stories is, they might be guilty pleasure stories, but they actually have a story that's not terrible. Like, their stories are good. But just how they use the story to use the story with these characters' interactions is what makes it better. Because you can just make a story revolved around the Demon King's pervertedness, and it just kind of is funny. Well, if you just make a story that's just like, oh, breast everywhere, yada yada yada, it's not going to be as enjoyable if they just throw out fan service up the wazoo. And yes, you might say High School DxD does that, but they actually have a story, and the fan service just goes along with the story. So I'm not going to say that, the fan service is the only thing that makes people enjoy things, but it definitely is the main factor. But the comedy with it is also very enjoyable. So, it's just that kind of mix between comedy, fan service, character interactions, and story that makes a real trashy anime what we like. High School DxD, the world isn't too terribly different from ours. It just has demons and hell. Like, it actually shows, like, hell. So, it's different, but it's basically the real world, but demons, angels, dark angels. So, it's not like the most far off, and so is To Love Ro. It's not too far off, because it's literally just aliens, basically. Like, that's basically the only difference from our world to To Love Ro's world. And Gallohan is literally just our world. Like, it's completely just our world. And then Country and Babel is not really like our world at all. But the thing about these is I feel like they're more relatable in a sense, but they're also not, because I don't think anyone's gonna follow her like Riz. Like, she's definitely an unrealistic character, I'll be honest. But it's kind of like a world that's realistic, and you can see being in the Protect shoes. So it's something I would like to put myself into and believe I'm in that world. Now, I'm not gonna say I want to be in Issei's shoes, because if I was in Issei's shoes and I was that perverted, wow, I would not want to live that life. That life would be, that would be terrible. How many times you get bullied? Oh no, it's just not the same. But yeah, I just want to make this short little video so you guys know my opinion about guilty pleasure anime. I believe it is a thing. Some people don't believe it's a thing. I believe it is a thing. I don't believe it's bad, so yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe. I hope I see you guys next time. Peace!